from 1 Samuel 17:34 and 35. And David said to Saul, "Your servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth." People think the youngest gets spoiled. Think we sit around, feet up, waiting for life to hand us the keys. Wrong. We're spies. Last in line means invisible. You parch on the stairs after bedtime, ears to the wall. You hear the argument before it explodes. You know the sound of the refrigerator door after midnight, the sigh your mother lets out into the dark. You see your dad's shoulders drop when he thinks no one is watching. You watch your older siblings swap stories at the table, how their eyes dart. Who is quiet? Who they talk over? Who they never mentioned? You're not in the conversation, but you're in the room. You learn to read the air. If you want attention, you become the clown for quick laughs to ease the tension. David out in the field wasn't just daydreaming, whittling sticks, picking at his nails. He watched the tree lines. He studied shadows. He learned wind, how it bends grass, how it hides a lion, how it carries a lamb's panic down a hill. He couldn't tell the difference between thunder far off and pause close by. Everybody else saw the kid with the harp. David knew that he was becoming a weapon. Invisibility, not a punishment. It's internship. If the world's ignoring you, good. Study. Watch how your boss blinks when he lies. Hear how your mother's laugh cracks on "I'm fine." Notice who's always cleans up after the meeting and who always leaves the coffee cups. Learn the craft. Learn people. Learn yourself. God hides what he's polishing, like meat in a cooler, slow curing, getting better. No one stands at the back room door applauding the aging beef, but that's where the tenderness comes from. David tells Saul, "There came a lion and a bear." You picture some epic showdown on a movie screen. Roar, the slow motion, heroic soundtrack in the background, but that's not how most of those fights went. They were fast, ugly, no audience, no Instagram live, just a teenager with a stick, a sling, and a decision. The lamb is not dying on my shift. You've fought lions nobody saw. Anxiety at 3 a.m., a bottle hidden in the cabinet, a search history you keep clearing, the quiet grief of losing someone, and having to go to work the next day like nothing's ever happened. No roar, no fur, but claws all the same. You went after it. You smote it, as David says, not because you were fearless, but because something in you said, "I'm responsible for this little thing God put in my hands." Maybe your flock right now is one kid, or one small business, or one ministry nobody claps for. Protect it. That's where God trains kings. Over one lamb, one shift, one promise kept when quitting would be easier. Watching isn't wasting, it's rehearsal. Every unnoticed shift, every late night vigil, every time you sit in the back pew and actually listen, not just to the sermon, but to the sniffs 3 rows up, to the couple whispering, fighting by the back exit. That's rehearsal. When the doors finally open, you'll step in already knowing the room. Every corner, every shadow, every weak spot where a lion might slip in. You think nothing's happening, but your eyes, your ears, your heart, they're being trained. So don't despise the field. Don't curse the season where no one is calling your name. Because what's happening when they finally say, fetch him? When they remember you exit? When your name is the one left that no one expected? In our next reflection, we'll be covering what happens when they finally say, fetch him, when your name suddenly matters and no one saw it coming.